The rain came down in relentless sheets over downtown Seattle, the kind that made the whole world feel blurred and uncertain, as if the sky itself couldn't decide whether it should hold on or let go. Inside a corner booth of a small Italian restaurant, under the glow of warm amber lights, Sofia Turner sat with her hands wrapped tightly around a chipped mug of coffee. Her nerves crackled like exposed wires. She'd never imagined her life would come to a moment like this, a blind date arranged by her sister after years of swearing she would never try again. Outside, the traffic hummed, neon reflections pooling like spilled stars on the wet pavement. Inside, Sofia's 7-year-old daughter, Harper, sat beside her, small legs swinging, clutching a worn plush rabbit with button eyes. A date with two people, a situation destined for disappointment, a night that already felt doomed, and yet, somewhere in Sofia's trembling heart, a tiny ember of hope flickered against all reason. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and stories where life surprises the brokenhearted, please like this video, comment, share it with someone who needs hope today, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support helps these stories reach someone who needs them. Sofia had been alone for nearly 5 years. Her ex-husband had walked away when Harper was only 2, leaving behind nothing but debt, broken promises, and a trail of unanswered questions. Since then, every day had been a climb, early morning bus rides to her job at a grocery store, long nights studying to finish an online degree, weekends filled with patching holes in their old apartment ceiling, making homemade pasta sauce because it was cheaper than buying it. Harper, despite everything, was the light in every corner of darkness. She was bright and curious, with a laugh that felt like summer mornings and freckles like constellations on her cheeks. But life had hardened Sofia in ways she didn't know how to undo. Love, she believed, was a luxury people like her weren't allowed to dream about. Tonight, she felt foolish for even trying. Then the door opened, and a gust of cold air swept inside. Sofia looked up. A man stood there, broad-shouldered, mid-30s, water droplets clinging to a navy coat. He scanned the room with cautious eyes until they settled on her. This was Oliver Brooks, the stranger the internet had promised might be worth meeting. He approached slowly, as if terrified he might scare her away. Sofia felt embarrassment crawl up her spine. She hadn't told him about Harper. She hadn't known how. It had felt wrong to hide it, and just as wrong to reveal it. But now, as Oliver reached the table and froze at the sight of the child beside her, she braced for the familiar reaction. Disappointment, awkward excuses, a quick exit. Instead, Oliver offered a soft smile. He didn't sit right away. He knelt beside the booth so he was eye level with Harper. And in a gentle voice that carried no pity or hesitation, he said something simple like a greeting, just acknowledging the little girl's presence. Sofia felt her lungs tremble. There was no shock, no confusion, just acceptance so casual it felt unreal. The evening unfurled in cautious layers. Oliver spoke about his job in software development, his love of cycling along Lake Union, how he lost his father to illness last winter, and had spent months feeling like he was drifting without purpose. Sofia talked about her work, her dreams of starting her own bakery someday, how every paycheck went into a savings jar labeled someday. Harper drew pictures on napkins, occasionally chiming in about her favorite books and the stray cat that sometimes napped on their porch. As the minutes turned to hours, Sofia found herself relaxing. The weight she carried, invisible to everyone else, felt lighter, and yet, she still didn't let herself hope. People could be kind in the moment. It didn't mean they stayed. When Harper grew sleepy, Oliver quietly signaled the server and ordered hot cocoa with extra whipped cream for her, as if it was the most natural thing in the world. He didn't ask intrusive questions. He didn't pry into the past. He simply acted like Harper belonged there, like Sofia belonged there, like the presence of a child wasn't a burden but a part of the world he was willing to step into. Sofia excused herself to take Harper to the restroom. While washing her daughter's hands, she caught her own reflection in the mirror. The woman staring back at her looked tired, older than her 33 years, carrying storms in her eyes. What if this was all a trick of the moment? What if Oliver was just being polite? What if tomorrow he realized the responsibility that came with someone like her and walked away like the rest? When they returned to the table, Oliver was gone. Panic stabbed her chest. Her heart dropped like glass. Of course, she had let herself believe. She should have known better. But then a hum of a gentle melody drifted in from the entrance. Harper's face lit up. Oliver stood by the front counter talking to the hostess. He had paid the bill, and in his hand he held a small paper bag, leftover dessert, wrapped to go. He said he figured Harper might like a treat later, and maybe Sofia too, after a long day. His voice trembled, not with uncertainty, but with sincerity. Before they left, he asked, carefully, respectfully, if he might see them again. Just once more. No promises bigger than what he could keep. Sofia nodded, tears threatening but held back like a prayer. Over the next weeks, time wove them together in small, steady stitches. They met at a park where Oliver helped Harper fly a kite. They visited a bookshop where Sofia found Oliver reading stories aloud to Harper like he had done it 1,000 times. He didn't force his way into their life. He gently made space for himself, always checking if Sofia was comfortable, if Harper was happy, if this was still something she wanted. For the first time in years, Sofia began to feel safe enough to imagine a world where she wasn't surviving, but living. One evening, as the sun dipped behind the skyline and turned the streets golden, Sofia invited Oliver to her apartment. The place was small and worn, scuffed floors, mismatched furniture, curtains sewn by hand. She apologized for the imperfections, and Oliver simply said it felt like home. Sofia's breath caught. Those words were heavy. They meant something she wasn't sure she deserved. After Harper went to bed, Oliver asked if she wanted help fixing the broken cabinet hinge. He didn't lean in for a kiss. He didn't reach for her hand like a scene in a movie. He simply offered help, a gesture saturated with something deeper than romance, respect. If this story has touched your heart so far, please take a moment to like the video, leave a comment, share it forward, and subscribe. It truly helps, and it means more than you know. On a Saturday morning, Sofia and Harper woke to the smell of cinnamon. Oliver stood in the kitchen, awkwardly holding a spatula and a pan of slightly overcooked French toast. He had arrived early because he wanted to surprise them. Sofia laughed for the first time in a way that sounded like healing. In that moment, the world felt quiet, full of possibility. Before the end, I'd love to hear from you. In the comments, please write what this story made you feel, hopeful, emotional, seen, or inspired. Your words matter. There was no grand declaration, no sweeping proposal, no cinematic kiss under a neon sky. Just a man and a woman learning to trust the world again. A child who watched them both and saw something beautiful begin. As the seasons changed, so did their lives. Sofia graduated from her online degree and started working in a bakery that promised to teach her everything she needed to open her own someday. Oliver helped paint the walls of their new apartment, where the ceiling didn't leak and sunlight poured in. Like blessings, Harper grew into a girl who believed that sometimes strangers can become family. And Sofia learned that love wasn't always lightning or fireworks. Sometimes it was just someone choosing to stay. If this story touched your heart, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your engagement helps these stories reach others who might need them. Thank you for being here.